Yay, yay, yay. Bike days are the best days. That oil leak is getting pretty bad from the forks. Alright, so yesterday I announced that we're giving away the STI, and I also went ahead and pulled the motor. The goal for today is to get this motor torn down all the way to a short block. We had quite a few different leaks on it, a bunch of maintenance to take care of, and the mod bug bit me last night. Went ahead and ordered about 10 grand worth of parts for this car to go ahead and slap on it to make it even better for you guys. If you want to know how to win, first link down in the description box below. Every $3 spent on the website is one entry to win this STI. All right, let's get this motor back up in the air, get it on the engine stand. Well, we got to pull the clutch and flywheel off, and then we can get it on the engine stand, kind of take a look at what exactly is going on. We got to tear it down, pull off all the accessories, intake manifold, exhaust manifold, everything up top first. I'm also only giving myself 1 week to get this car complete, which may not sound like a lot of time, but Subarus are, if the motor's out of the car, they're fairly simple to work on. They're not complicated at all. And it's not like we're doing a full paint job and all that jazz that we did on the Evo, so it's definitely doable. Of course, one of the things I'll be replacing while the motor's out is this clutch. The whole back of the motor is so freaking wet. Oh yeah, she's definitely getting down there on life. Getting down there. It's not terrible. Oh man, the whole freaking backside of the motor is soaked. Definite rear main seal leak. I'm glad I pulled the motor. Wow. Look at how wet it is back here. You can very clearly see a puddle of oil on the rear main. The rest of this thing is just soaked, man. I finally got myself an oil pan, as you guys can see, that fits the freaking engine stand. That is the nicest thing in the world. It was at like $100 on Amazon, a little bit more spendy than you would have expected. Now they had cheaper ones that are like $40, but all the reviews say they crack immediately. I'll go ahead and link this one down below. If you guys have any sort of engine stand, this is a Harbor Freight special, but I'm pretty sure all engine stands are similar, so it'll fit yours, I'm sure. So I'm gonna start off up top. Everything, the 3 goodies up front need to come off first. So AC compressor, alternator, power steering. From there, the intake manifold will come off, and that'll be removed with the TGV housings. The throttle body will be connected to that. Turbo will stay on the motor, and the wiring harness as well for the engine comes off with this crusty intake manifold that I should probably redo. So the goal for the day is get the heads off and get the heads dropped off at the machine shop. Machine shops are always the holdup of any build. Understandably, they got a lot to do. Wow, well, I need another part. Tensioner for the AC belt just snapped in half. Add that to the list. But yeah, machine shop's got a lot going on. So if you can get your parts there as soon as possible, that helps with the build. The only parts going there this time around are going to be the cylinder heads. They're going to completely go through the heads, get them all refurbished and good to go. We can overnight parts, but you can't really overnight a machine shop work. I've tried. It is so nice already working on something like this instead of a full freaking restoration. Don't get me wrong, man, I love doing the full restorations, but they take months, whereas something like this takes a week. You know, completely different pace, I guess you could say. I know this looks like a lot to pull off, but there is 8 bolts and maybe like 7 wiring connectors. So make sure you pull off the bolts from the that connect the TGVs to the heads, not the intake manifold to the TGVs. So 4 bolts on that side. 4 bolts on this side. And then you have wiring for stuff like the AVCS, the cam sensors, all that jazz. Alrighty, the intake manifold is off. Every freaking hose on this thing is so brittle. So all the vacuum hoses and coolant hoses, everything, I'm gonna try to replace while this thing's out of the car. Because trying to do any of that while the motor's in the car is not fun at all. From here, I'm going to pull off the factory turbo. She's seen better days. There'll be 3 14mm nuts holding the turb ski to the downpipe, or the uppipe, sorry. And oil feed, oil return, she comes off. I suppose this is a coolant cooled, not an oil cooled turbo, so we got the 2 coolant lines as well. Stock turbo off. All right, now it's time to flip this thing over and we can do the exhaust manifold. See how nice that is? Look at that, all the oil right into the drain pan. Oh boy, this is freaking kind of funny. I was gonna say kind of cute, but that wouldn't make sense. Manifold to up pipe. 1, 2, 3, 4 gaskets. That is a quality repair. Some very odd wear on this cover right here. It's like the belt was wearing right through it. Time cover's off. Belt looks to be in okay shape. Let's go ahead and pop some timing components off. So the only thing you need from the timing components is just the hardware. The bolts that hold the pulleys on, don't throw those away. I messed up. I didn't do what I said I need to do. I always loosen the cam gears with the belt on. Still easily doable. We just need to bust out our Company 23 cam gear holder tools and we'll be good. When I know the cam gears have been on forever, like these ones have, I tend to not use an impact. If you ever stripped out a cam gear bolt on a EJ, you know it's a freaking pain. So I just bust out the breaker bar just to make sure we don't freaking strip them out. One more broken timing cover, left hand or right hand inner. It's pretty busted up. With all of the timing components off and the cam gears off, we can go ahead and rotate this thing 90 degrees and start working on the cylinder heads. Now we have the front cam holder, rear cam caps, AVCS line, and then we can pull the cams and buckets out. She ain't like an Evo, where on Evo, you can pull the head. You can access the head bolts without removing the cams, which is super nice. But this car, EJ, you cannot. Very first cylinder head is ready to come off. How's it gonna look? Dude, this thing looks freaking brand new. I'm impressed. I am thoroughly impressed. Passenger side head about to come off. I like the double hose clamp mod. I've definitely done that before in a pinch. Cylinder head number 2 coming off. How is it gonna look? It looks pretty good. Hold up. Are these aftermarket pistons? These gotta be aftermarkets. That looks like a Wiseco part number to me. Let's Google it. And they're fresh too. That's why it looks so good in here. 6.5, and they are Wiseco pistons. Look at that. This thing got pistons in it. What about rods? She got rods? It's a freaking partially built motor, boys. Even better. I might re-ring it at this point. So I went ahead and got the cylinder heads stripped down. All the valves are out, buckets are out, everything. I'm gonna run these in. Head shop is gonna go through and clean and mill the gasket surface, make sure all the guides are good, make sure the seats are good, do all that fun stuff. And then I'm excited to come back, pull that pan and see if she's got any rods in her. That'd be pretty freaking cool. All right, I just dropped the heads off at the machine shop. Now I'm gonna go ahead and remove the oil pan. I'm very, very curious, man. Does this thing got rods in it? I'm leaning toward that it does, but then again, a lot of people do just pistons and not rods because the pistons, of course, on the EJ are the weak point. And not to mention, we gotta pull the pan anyway. It's getting a full new oiling system, so baffle, pickup, and pan are all getting upgraded with this nice little mini build that we're doing. Oh, nice. 2 days ago, we had a broken motor mount on the 19 STI. Today, it's the 07 STI that has got a broken motor mount. Let's see what she's got. Come on. What kind of rods you got in there? It's got rods. I don't know what kind of rods it's got, but it's got freaking rods, man. Someone did a full motor build on this. That excites me. Let's pull the pickup, which has got a bunch of gunk in it, and the baffle, and see what kind of rods these things are. They appear to be a manly H-beam. It's my assumption. Mm-mm-mm, 7653. How could I see? We're gonna have to see the side of the rod somehow. I cannot tell what it says. I just talked to the expert baiter, and he said they look like manly H-beams, which is exactly what I thought as well, but nonetheless, pretty cool. I don't see a reason in disassembling this motor any more than it currently is. The car didn't smoke, it didn't make any weird noises. I'm gonna go ahead, pull the filter, and do a filter cut real quick just to make sure everything's fine. But there's no sense in splitting the cases and doing a ton of extra work, especially knowing it doesn't have a ton of miles on it. Like I said, it had great compression, did not smoke, did not burn oil. Everything seemed good. It did have some oil leaks, however. But let's pop the filter real quick, lop her open, and if that checks out, I don't see a sense in pulling it apart more. All right, lopped off the top. This thing is about as clean as could be. Very, very healthy motor. Yeah, this thing's quality, man. No sense. Well, thank goodness for fast shipping, because we have a ton of parts that just arrived for the STI. I know this probably isn't the best storage unit in the world, but hey, I'm kind of running out of space here. It is what it is. I want to start unboxing all of this stuff, and I'm very, very excited to announce a partnership with you guys, and it's going to save you a ton of money when you go to build your own Subaru. Let's start off with everyone's favorite, the good old exhaust system. What exhaust are we putting on this car? Ooh, boy. Carbon fiber on an exhaust is always so sick. Yep, that is just as nice as I expected. So this, my friends, is a full carbon HKS catback exhaust. You know what? There's so many parts, I'm not gonna get around to opening everything in this video, but let's open the bigger stuff. Full freaking carbon muffler. Look at the quality on this thing, man. You guys would laugh. If you haven't seen the previous videos, the exhaust that's on this car, I don't know who built it, but it ain't nice. It actually doesn't sound terrible. What's gonna sound good is this right here. That is beautiful. And you already know I had to go with the burnt titanium tip. It looks so freaking good. Let's do this guy. Another HKS part. Now I asked you guys on Instagram, are we staying unequal length for the Subaru Rumble, or should we do equal length? And the vast majority of you guys said, dun dun dun, this car is sticking with the good old unmistakable Subaru Rumble. This catback paired with this freaking header, it's gonna sound so good. And of course, you can never go wrong with the quality of HKS. Dang, this thing is gonna be nice. I don't know if this car deserves this much good stuff. All right, friends, let's just finish up the exhaust. We got headers, we got catback, but we don't have a downpipe. Oh boy, you can never go wrong with the good old NVIDIA bell mouth downpipe. Check this thing out. It is just as quality as the HKS parts. I am very excited to pair all three of these guys together. This car is going to go, I'll just tell you right now, this thing is going to go external gate as well. Still waiting on those parts, but a new downpipe with the manifold and the catback with the external gate. This thing is gonna sound so freaking good. I know we haven't opened up all the packages yet, but this is all the exhaust stuff. We still have like the front mount and a bunch of other random smaller stuff, but we can save that for another day. I was just really, really eager and geeking out. If I'm being honest, I was at home. I came all the way to the shop when these got delivered just to open these packages up. So about that partnership I was telling you guys about, I've officially partnered with Speed for all the parts for our Subarus. All these parts right here I was able to pick up from my friends over at Speed. They have a ton of Subaru parts in stock. Fast shipping, obviously. We just ordered these and they came in very, very quickly. They have warehouses all over. And the best part is I have a discount code to save you guys 10% on all eligible products. That code is Devin10. 10% is a massive, massive discount. So for example, this exhaust manifold, I don't want to get it dirty. This beautiful HKS exhaust manifold is $1,130. And with my code, which is Devin10, saves you 10%, which is $110 off-ish. Now, if you do the math, if you're doing a $10,000 build and you save 10%, you save $1,000. That's pretty freaking huge. All these parts that I just opened up, I'll go ahead and link down below with my discount code. Massive, massive thank you to Speed for having this kind of good stuff in stock and getting it to us fast so we can get it on the car. I know a lot of you guys are curious about the full mod list that this car is going to have. I figured I would real quick go through that mod list. So it's a 07 STI Limited. It's actually number 9 out of 800. It's going to have a brand new engine with Manly H-beam rods, Wiseco forged pistons, ACL race bearings, ARP head studs, Killer B oiling system, so the Killer B pan, baffle and pickup, Killer B inlet, ACT Street HD clutch and flywheel. I'm not going to say the the turbocharger yet because I'm very, very excited for that. I'll announce that in a different video. Next video, 1300cc injectors, Cobb SF intake, a 44mm external wastegate, AEM 340 pump, fuel pump, Cobb V3 access port, Koyo aluminum radiator, parent front mount intercooler, Grimspeed BOV, Grimspeed hood struts, Grimspeed dress up caps, Grimspeed alternator cover. New coilovers going on are Faction Fab FLs. It's got sequential headlights on it. I put the 04 STI taillights on it, the carbon grille, the Circuit CSF1 wheels, and of course, the snow camo wrap. It is getting a brand new windshield later today because that one's cracked, and I'm gonna do a light tint on the windshield as well. When I said I was building the ultimate STI daily to give away, I was not lying. At least I think it's ultimate. Well, friends, pretty exciting stuff. There's not much we can do until we get a bunch of parts in the mail, which hopefully start showing up tomorrow, and then we can start diving in and get those heads back, start reassembling this car, and then she'll be off to one of you guys. All the official rules can be found on the website, but to make a long story short, every $3 you spend on the website, first link down below, will get you 1 entry to win this 07 STI when it's all finished up. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Peace out, my good friends, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.